What's going on, good people? Brandmaster Martina Britt Yoverton here, and I love asking questions when I open up now because it qualifies you for why you are here, even if you were just catching the replay and getting this information. So I'll ask the question and open up the platform to why is it that when we ask for things, when we seek things, when we put the prayer up, when we send the SOS out, when we require of our Creator that we'd like to receive certain things, that we don't do the next necessary step to get, to reap, to receive the blessings of the SOS, the request, the help me please that we sent out. So on today's Setup Sunday on how to get your assets in order and how to actually get in proximity, I invite you guys to listen in tonight, to open your mindset, to actually complete some action steps and to commit yourself to seeing this journey through. Hey y'all, hey, my name is Brandmaster Martina Britt Yoverton, and I am your cash flow queen and founder of the #1 legal tax hack to hire your kids in your own home-based business. So should you choose to do so. And typically you will now find me live on TikTok on Sunday nights, as well as casting to my other platforms, FB, LI, and YT on a Watch Me Work Wednesday. Hey TJ, come on into the room. I am Tippy, come on into the room. So as you watch me on these other platforms, please understand my focus for Setup Sunday is here on TikTok. And I encourage people to come on into the room to set a spell, to go ahead and grab your favorite pen and your favorite pad and take some copious notes, because tonight we're discussing how to get in proximity. And I'm going to discuss with you guys what the last 30 days of this 2025 has been looking like for your girl, the Brandmaster. Okay. And thank you so much. We are at 1,000 taps. I greatly appreciate it. Again, continue to tap on the screen, send your love, send the hearts and all of that good stuff, because I am committed to making sure you guys receive this information on tonight. And as I said, specifically for today, we are literally discussing how to get in proximity. So a message that I have made sure that I attached to today is I want to discuss with you the why you must, of course, leverage AI, why you must, of course, use AI and automations, right? And why you can achieve time freedom when you choose to use those, okay? So if you do not understand what that means, then take a spell, set a spell. And of course, I say y'all come back now on Watch Me Work Wednesdays or meet me up here again on Setup Sundays so that you can get all the information that you need to get. Please let me know if the volume on my holiday music decides to battle me for your hearing pleasures, making sure that you guys can hear me clearly, because I don't want you to miss any of this information. Tonight, I'm actually going to walk you through what this past 30 days has looked like, what this past 30 days has looked like as far as my mindset, my activity, and my commitment to seeing this journey through, not only for myself, right? Not only for my family and my legacy, but also for my clients of the Brand You Agency, okay? Because it's very important that not only do I understand why I'm here, what my purpose and my passion is, but also understand why it is that I do what I do for my family, why it is that I do for my legacy, what it is that I do for my clients, and how it impacts you. Hey, Etta. So if you guys are out there in the FYP of the world and you out there in the lobby, just, setting a spell out there and trying to grab this information from outside of the classroom, I invite you to come on into the room, to enter into the stream, to say, hey, y'all, hey, to your girls, so that I'll know exactly where it is that you are chiming in from, and so that I can invite you on into the room, and so that we can introduce you to others that are in the room should you need that information. Hey, Danny G. Hey, Recam. So that you can come on into the room and so that you can network with other people that are here with us. So thank you guys for being coachable, teachable, trainable, and posting the state where you are chiming in and getting this information from. That's greatly appreciated, because it lets me know where this information is spreading out here in these internet streets, and I greatly appreciate it. So again, what I want to talk about on tonight is what this last 30 days has looked like, right? What it means for you guys who are watching. Hey, Wealthy VIP, so good to see you. Where you guys are actually watching from out there in the internet world, and why. Number one, you need to ask the question why. Hey, Chris, why you need to ask the question why. And I'm helping you understand that I entered a TikTok live stream a little over 30 days ago with Dwayne Williams. And because I was told, that on a previous reel that he had put up that my specific LLC was hurting me. Hey, Jackass. I was like, what in the world? What do you mean my LLC is hurting me? Like, because I'm coachable, teachable, trainable, because I have an open mindset, because I want to make sure that I'm walking the walk, talking the talk, I'm not being a hypocrite. I wanted to make sure that I understood why he was saying that my LLC was hurting me. Why would I want to do that? Well, I've been coaching, teaching, and training for the past 2 decades, 10 solid years specifically, right? Hey, Wealthy VIP again. I have literally been training people on how they need to set up their structure. I've been coaching, teaching, and training for the past decade solid why people need to actually, develop, set up, move forward with getting an LLC. Hey, Elmer. And so I'm on this reel and I'm watching this information, and this gentleman is telling me that my LLC is hurting me. And I'm like, what in the world? Whatever do you mean? Like, why are you saying that? That doesn't quite make sense. That goes completely against what I've been coaching and teaching and training people for the past decade as a hobby, 10 years prior to that. So for a solid 2 decades, I was coaching, teaching, and training what I had learned. Come to find out, it was wrong. It was right for the time frame that I understood it, but it was wrong for the things that I'm going to discuss. Thank you for your follow. I greatly appreciate it. That just shy still. I appreciate you following me. Hopefully you will find the information that I'm sharing with you to be of value. You will continue to follow me, and that you will show up each and every Sunday that you have time available. If not, on a Watch Me Work Wednesday, that you'll continue to engage with not only me, but others who are here getting this information. But I was like, what do you mean? I've been coaching, I've been teaching, I've been training on all of this information for 2 decades, right? What do you mean this is incorrect? Literally, I was saying that. Hey there, Phyllis George. So good to see you, my good friend. Rarely do you get an opportunity to catch me live. So I'm glad that you are getting the opportunity to catch me live on tonight. Definitely sit a spell, stay, have a look at the information that I'm going to share on tonight. So as you know from Phyllis, of knowing me, doing at least 10 of these 2 decades that I'm talking about, I've been coaching and I've been teaching and I've been training on an LLC, right? Why you should get an LLC, what it means for you, how to protect yourself. I was teaching all of these things, and I ended up on Dwayne's, one of his reels, after Heather R. had actually shared with us here on TikTok, go and follow this gentleman. Of course, I didn't know why, but she said he was a quality person, that the information that he was sharing was truly needed for a time that we're in. She was, telling us that we needed to follow this gentleman. So I did so. Why? Because I wanted to know, why would she co-sign so openly, this gentleman that had just passed through the room, blessed everyone, and kept it moving. And so I was like, okay, I'll go watch and see, and I'll follow him and I'll figure out what this information is about. Okie dokie. So I'm watching the information, and his information is saying your LLC is hurting you. I'm like, how? This is the whole reason that I coach, I teach, I train people on setting up a business structure, like an LLC, why they should be protected, and having their information separate. This is what I understood. Why? Because that is what I was taught. So before I move to my next point, before you guys decide, yes, I'm going to follow anyone, even me, before you decide to follow someone down a rabbit hole, along a path, along this journey, make sure that they can prove it. Well, at that time, I understood you needed to set up an LLC. I was literally bringing up the information showing how you needed to set it up, why you needed to set it up, because that is exactly what I was taught. Hey, Big T, come on into the room. Hey, Miguel. So good to see you. All of you that are joining here on TikTok, I greatly appreciate you guys stepping into the room, coming in from the lobby and joining us here inside of the classroom. I literally was watching this information, and I was sharing this information, and I was literally proving it. Someone type prove it in the chat if you understand what I mean by when you're asking for something for someone and they're saying you should do something and they prove it to you. That literally allows you to continue to walk the walk with them, right? That allows you to continue to move along the path with them. That allows you to do what saith they saith for you to do. When you actually take the opportunity to say, hey, I hear what you're saying, but I would like you to prove it, then what you want to do is actually pay attention to what they're showing you. So we didn't have to say prove it to the people that were sharing and showing it to us, because they shared it and showed it to us, right? Hey, Dazzle. So we thought, yay, what they're saying must be correct. we didn't read it for ourselves. Because honestly, and Phyllis, you can co-sign this, had we read it for ourselves instead of allowing them to show it to us on the screen and us saying, okay, then that must be right, and following it blindly, had we read it for ourselves at the time that we read it, we probably would have caught what many of us missed. Okay. And I'll get further into that in just a moment. But however, because we didn't catch it, we're blindly following, we're setting up our LLCs, we're feeling like we're protected, we're feeling like we actually have this information, on lock. We understand it, right? And that is the reason why I said, wait a minute, this gentleman is saying I got it wrong. Instead of me becoming offended by it, instead of me, welling up in me some level of offense to it, instead of me saying he must be on here talking about nothing, I said, let me go listen, pay attention, and make an informed decision, right? I wanted to make an informed decision. So I got on his live, guys. I'm listening to him on TikTok. November the 11th, I'm sitting here. I'm listening to the information. Hey, Robinson, so good to see you. I'm listening to the information. Big Dale has joined. Come on into the room, each and every one of you. So I'm sitting on this live a little over 30 days ago, and I'm listening to this information, and he's letting me know that my LLC is hurting me. I hear it, but I don't truly absorb what's being said because I'm thinking to myself, if my LLC is hurting me, then the individuals that I have set up on this platform is hurting them as well. And that can't keep happening. I'm thinking about all my clients over the 2 decades that I've worked with, specifically with those that went through my LLC certification. Hey there, RSP me, thinking about them. Hey, mystery lady, I'm thinking about each and every one of them. And I'm thinking to myself, if my LLC is hurting me, then the classes that I've talked with them about is hurting them as well. I've got to hear this information because I've got to let my clients know what we knew, what we understood. I'm being told it was wrong, right? And so I'm listening to him and I'm on this live. And he says to me, because of course I'm typing into the chat, number one, I'm brand new to TikTok, brand spanking new. Now I've been on TikTok since the pandemic, right? But I'm thinking it's a dancing app. I'm not really paying it a whole lot of attention. I'm thinking it's a dancing app. So I'm not really absorbing, the magnitude of how great this platform can be. So I hear what he says and I'm like, how do I ask my question? And those of you who were with us last night, I kept asking the same thing. Same for you, Yolanda. You've been on here. You thought it was a dancing app, right? Hey, Mike D, you thought it was a dancing app, so you probably didn't give it the validity that you needed to. You probably didn't pay attention to it the way that you needed to have paid attention to it, right? So we're thinking it's a dancing app. We're not paying a whole lot of attention to, all of the other things that we probably learned since that time that we should have been paying attention to initially. But I figure out I can just continue to ask this question in the chat. And at some point, because I see him seeing other people's questions, that he'll answer the question. Literally, I was just hoping in a prayer. I think I put it in there probably about 6 times. And so finally, I said, how exactly? Because I kept hearing him say request to come up. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. What do you mean request to come up? How do we request to come up? And I'm seeing other people coming up and they're asking their questions. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means. Finally, I think it was somebody in the chat that had said to me, push the button down bottom or whatever. And I pushed it because I saw the 2 people there and I pushed it and he brought me up onto the screen. So he brings me up on to the screen and I started asking questions about the LLC. I'm like, what do you mean? It's wrong. Like, what do you mean people are not protected? Like, how could we make this type of mistake? Because I see what you're showing on the screen and I'm like, how could we miss this? And he's like, well, let me ask you a couple of questions. Can I coach you? And I was like, sure. He was like, can I ask you a question? And I'm like, sure. And he says, how do you market, your business? And I'm like, word of mouth. And he said, okay, you want to do something for me? And I'm like, sure. Me, because I'm coachable, teachable, trainable, right? CTT squad on deck. If you guys are CTT squad, you know what that means. You can type CTT squad in the chat. I'm coachable, teachable, trainable, right? And so I'm like, hey, we got this. Sure. And I say, okay. And now, mind you, I'm in North Carolina. You can leave the house in the morning needing a simple sweater, and by the time you get home in the evening, you need a bomber jacket because the weather is that flip-floppy during the time that we're in right now. Hey, Miss Cynthia, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Hey, Kiara, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You guys who are out there on the FYP, stop watching from out there. Come on into the room. Get the good. Grab your pen, okay, your favorite pad, and write this down because I'm really going to share some good information with you on today. Thank you, Yolanda. Come on into the room, right? Be coachable, teachable, trainable. Come on in, sit down, ask your questions. So should you need to, I'll get them pinned so I can try and make sure that I get to them. But he goes, hey, I need for you to do me a favor and go outside. Guys, it's dark outside. We in the boondocks of Wilson, North Carolina. And he said, go outside. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm live. We're going to deal with it. I'm in a house coat. Yes, I got on TikTok Live in a house coat. I get on TikTok Live. I go downstairs. Now, mind you, carrying my phone. And I walk outside, and like within milliseconds of walking outside, the cold hits me. And I'm like, what in the world did I choose to do? Coachable, teachable, trainable. I said, okay, sir, I'm outside. He said, now scream at the top of your lungs, the name of your business that you are open for business. And as soon as he said that, I got it. Even though I got it, I'm still coachable, teachable, trainable. I don't know exactly what he's meaning, so I may not get it. So anybody that watched me that night, I screamed, Family First Designs, I'm open for business. And I said, but you know, I got it, but I still did what you told me to do. And he starts laughing and I'm laughing, I'm freezing. So I come on back in the house and he's like, come on back in, because I think you got my point. And he said, and I came on back up, sat down, in the home office here, sat my thing back up, and I said, I got it. I got it. I get what you're saying. Hey, Shawnee. Hey, lovely. I said, I got it. Hey, Dr. James. I said, I got it. I get it. I get exactly what you're saying. No matter how loud you scream from your location, your voice can't even remotely, even slightly hit enough people, number one, to sustain your business, and it cannot hit citywide, statewide. It can't hit globally. It can't hit internationally. No matter how much you stand at your place of business and scream and yell and shout word of your mouth, okay, is not going to sustain you. It's not business. Okay. And I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I got it. Come on back in. That's where this journey started. All right. That's where this journey started again, a little over 30 days ago. Let me tell you guys, I'm sitting there listening and I actually put a reel up. I don't even know if that's what you call it on TikTok. I actually put a TikTok up, if that's what you call it. And I took a couple of snips because when I sat back down and I realized how open to his information, that is the first thing we're discussing tonight, your mindset, right? When I sat down and when I realized I needed to be open to this information, because again, I told you, someone told me to follow him. I followed him. I started watching a couple of his reels and I was like, this can't be correct. This can't be right. I've been teaching people have certificates from my program where I taught them to open an LLC. This can't be right. Let me get on here and ask this man live, meaning I was just going to type in the chat and ask him a question. Okay. It girl, Chris Style. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Right. He is amazing, Shawnee. He is absolutely amazing. And so I'm like, let me ask the question. I still don't understand why it's not good. Be a little bit more elaborative with that question, Yolanda, and I may be able to answer for you. So I'm sitting there thinking, what in the world? I go on live. I'm asking my question in the chat. Okay, an LLC. I'll answer that for you to the best of my ability. Remember, I'm still learning. But again, I literally can pull it up and show you the same way he showed me why it's not good. Now, mind you, it truly depends on what your point or purpose is that it's not good. But what I've taken in, what I understand is it is not protection. You cannot leave legacies. It does not live beyond you. But again, I'll tell you the quick and easy. Hey, Quick and Xander, please let me bring you back, bring you up shortly. You can look at what an LLC stands for, what it states, what it says in its name. Who knows what LLC stands for? I'll start there, because literally this is how I was able to blossom and open up my mindset. Who knows what LLC stands for? Come on into the room, nerd with the word, right? Again, hey there, Quick and Xander. So good to see you. So good to see you, Future. Yes, a limited, press pause, liability, press pause, corp, company. It's not corp, it's company. A limited liability company. Let's start with the first word, limited. Who wants to be limited in anything positive? Business is supposed to be abundance. Business is supposed to be, about the money, about making the paper that folds, the digital money, whatever you want, however you want to look at it. Who wants to be limited in that? Not me. Don't limit nothing. Okay, liability. Who wants anything by the name of liability attached to them? None of us. None of us want to be limited in our positive whatevers. None of us want to be attached to a liability, right? So it's in the name. The problem is in the name. Number one is limited. This is just my perception. This may not be how he exactly explained it, but limited liability, right? I would love for it to be like an asset corporation. Everything is assets, right? Not liabilities, okay? So limited, number one, liability, number two. And quickly, even in understanding limited liability company, it is at only a state level. There is no federal level that a limited liability company even exists. So just in those three things, does that help you begin to? My only thing here tonight is to help you guys open your mindset to that, for you to do or create or make an action step on tonight, and for you to commit to something before I close out. So just in those 3 points, does that help you begin to open your mind a little, Yolanda, about a limited liability company? Yes or yes in the chat. I'd appreciate it. So for me, I kind of went, okay, honestly, being transparent, I literally went, okay, that's cute. I got it. Nobody wants to be limited. Nobody wants to be attached to something that's a liability. Okay. And truly, this is really at a state level. That's true. Because when I got my federal EIN number, which turns out you did not need, not if you're opening an LLC, you actually don't even need an EIN number. I was like, we got this all wrong, all the way wrong, all A backwards, all flipped up on its head. Okay. So that was the woosah for me. I actually started opening my mind and paying attention. And then he started bringing up the Secretary of State website and bringing up the IRS.gov site. And he started actually showing us all of this information in real time, proving it, showing us exactly how we were getting it wrong, right? So again, I say right for the time that I share the information, right for the time that I taught the information, right for the time that I understood the level of information, but not right as a whole. Definitely not right for legacy generation, not right for personal protection, not right for separation, keeping my business liability limited. No. That's another thing that you can add to that list of things that I'm trying to kind of get you to understand, Yolanda. And those of you who may have had the exact same question, she just chose to be, I'm coming to the front of the room and asking the question. She just chose to put herself out here and ask the question. Literally, You may limit your liability in your mind and by the sense of the words that they give you in limited liability company, but you actually are still attached. You're not separated. Hey, step, not separated from your business. Your assets are not protected. Your assets are not separated. They're just not. And how can I say this now with 100% certainty? She says, I've watched him several times and I continue to wonder if this truly applies to the notary world. Okay. If you don't mind, I'd like to pin that comment. Hello. Step, so good to see you. So when you say, does this apply to the notary world? In my limited clarity of the notary, because I have several on deck that I utilize, I let them walk in their lane, I stay in my lane. In the notary world, the couple that the 3-4 that I do know and I associate with, they're currently running an LLC. Again, that is state level. It's not at a federal level. That it's actually, it's not separating them from their business. It's not, protecting their assets. So currently, right now, the notaries that I do know, that I do associate with, as far as I understand, let me say that correctly, with that I associate myself with, they're running their LLC. They are the only member in their LLC. They are on paper as the member of their LLC. However, they take all of their financial contributions, their income into their business through their LLC, and it gets reported on their personal taxes. If you take all of your business information as a notary or otherwise, if you take all of your business income, your business information through that LLC, and you report all of that on your 1040 personal taxes on that Schedule C. Hey there, Kelsey. So good to see you. Thank you for being available to join us on tonight. I greatly appreciate it. If you take all of that information and report it on your 1040, on the Schedule C, on the profit and loss, did you not put it on your personal taxes? As a notary, do you put that information on your personal taxes when you file your taxes each year, Yolanda? And please receive that I'm not picking on you. You asked the question, you raised your hand, you brought it to the front of the room for the people who may not want to come to the front of the room and ask their question. So thank you for that. That's where you report it. So if you report it on your personal taxes, how is your business separate from you? Because you just filed it with the federal government on your personal taxes, and this is your business. You're not separate from it. So when they come after the business, that money got reported on your personal taxes. There's no separation. Now, again, not a tax professional, not a CPA. This is not my lane. I'm just telling you what I understood, that it was separated until he actually brought it to my attention and said, hey, if this is where you're filing this, if this is how you're filing it, look at your 1040. If any of you have the opportunity right now to go and pull out your tax returns for your LLC, on that first page is your name and all your personal. Flip about 6 pages into it, and you're going to come to an additional page that says profit loss or Schedule C. Remember, I'm not a tax person. I'm just telling you, if I pull up mine right now, I can tell you where it's at. It's a choice, though. You do not have to file it that way. I think they do it because it's easier. Again, I'm not a tax person. I just know when I coached and I taught and I trained on Go Get a LLC, I understood it's going to keep my business separate from my personal, that I will have limited liability, that I will be protected from someone coming after my personal assets because I have an LLC. And I'm simply saying, if you look at it at the top of that piece of paper, that you actually filed, when you look at the Schedule C or you look at the profit and loss, clearly underneath it, it says sole proprietor. An LLC is in most cases a single member entity, and it's disregarded that you have an LLC. You're still treated as a sole proprietor. So it's just you. How can it be just you in your business that runs your business and you be protected or be separate from your business? And I don't know if that's the easier way to file it. I just know 95% of the people I know, that's how we filed it. So we weren't protected. We weren't separate from our business. And so getting back to my proximity story, I'm on his live. I'm listening to his information. I get called to the front of the room. I go downstairs. I go outside. I have the epiphany. Hey, Mike's kids. I have the epiphany. I come back in. I sit down before him and he says, well, do you have a website? I say, yes, sir. In my mind, I'm thinking, of course I have a website. I have a whole company. How would I look getting on here and not having a website? Of course I have a website. He asked me the name of the website. Number 2 epiphany of the night, when I go to tell him that I do personal branding and I base all of my Get Your Assets in Order platform and my framework that I use on a personal brand, I spell out my name for him, because that's how I encourage people to begin the process of their first step in their branding, is to secure your name. What do I mean by secure your name? Purchase a domain for your name. Why? Because who knew years ago when the internet became to be what it was, when the computer got to be what it is now, when all of this came into inception, who knew that this was going to be what it's going to be right now? Not me. None of us knew that we would be sitting in front of a phone, sitting in front of a camera, live, talking to people, and they would be able to hear your name, Martina Britt Yelverton, and go type into the internet and Google you and find you based on your name. And everything that you have publicly, and in some cases privately, put out there, who knew they'd be able to go and find that information? None of us knew that the internet was going to be what it is today. And so I always suggest, as your first step, that you immediately own your name. Now, if you're on any of my other platforms, I just realized I still got your comments sitting up there. Phyllis, I apologize. I always suggest that people take the opportunity to go and purchase their name. Where or how you do that is totally up to you. Some people already have a domain provider. Some people have never understood the reason or the what, why, the when, anything about a domain, why they need a domain. Should they have a domain? DOMAIN. They don't know what that means or what the inference of it is. And I always suggest that this is one of the companies or entities that you will go and actually get ownership of your name from. And I suggest you can use mine if you already don't have your own account where you go and purchase any of your domains from. You can go to domains, DOMAINS.myname, MartinaBrittYelverton.com. You can get yours there. Okay. Now, the reason that I always suggest, hey, Monkey Nance, the reason I always, hey there, Adrian, suggest that people purchase from mine, I literally do that so that when you have questions, when you need help, when there are things that you want to know deeper and understanding of, I always suggest that I can help you because I know where you bought it from. I know the platform that it's on. I know what the back office looks like. I know where all of the DNS settings and all of the intricate details that you need for that are located, and I can help you easily. I have done taxes, and yes, all business income, partnerships, SO and LLC run through your personal. Thank you for that confirmation, Kelsey. I appreciate it. So I suggest that people own their name by going to a domain provider and purchasing their name. Now, if you are a female and you're married or unmarried, or you're married and divorced, married and widow, whatever the situation is, separated, I always suggest that women purchase, unless they know and they don't mind if they have to run into the situation where they may have to go through separation and divorce and things like that, and they may have to rebrand themselves. Trust me, my story is crystal clear. I've been through marriage and miscarriage, death and divorce. I've been through evictions in the welfare system. I've been through it all. No shame, no shade here. I'm telling you all, and I'm able to say this and qualify the fact that I'm able to say this because of what I've been through. Purchase your first name and your middle name, or purchase your first name and your maiden name. Now, if Jane Smith is taken, and Jane N. Smith is taken, and Jane Nancy Smith is taken, then purchase I am Jane Smith, or I am Jane, or I am Jane N. Smith. Some type of alternative of your name. The number one reason I say do that is because now you can control the narrative. You can control where your name goes on the internet when people actually go to research and look up and find that. The other reason is because it doesn't change how you speak. I don't have to always remember the exact spelling of my company's name because I'm the one that's going to be talking to people about what it is that is my story, my passion, my purpose, my truth. And I'm going to always be introduced by my name, which is what people are going to go Google. So before they get to your company, they're going to get to you. So when you own your name, when you own the digital real estate that is found when people land on your name, is the reason you need to own your name. And the best way to own your name is to own your name and purchase that at .company first, which is .com first. If you want to purchase the additional options for your name, like the .net, the .org, the .info, the .co, and all of the others that come with that, you can do that, but people always go to the .com first. So if nothing else, make sure that you get the .com. You want to make sure that you own that first, because that's what people search for first. Okay. And so beyond that, I was sitting and I'm listening and I give him my name and I spell it out for him and I say, .com, and he's like, that's a lot. We're going to have to change that. I said, yes, I knew you were going to say that. But also, if you go to the name of my business, familyfirstdesigns.com, you can find me. And because my slogan is your brand master, and I say that in everything, you can go to yourbrandmaster.com and you're still going to find me. I make sure that some of the other various alternatives of that, you can still find me, because I'm going to talk about all of that when I open my mouth. So he pulls up the website. He's looking at the website. He's like, yes, great. Oh, this looks good. Oh, you're personable. Oh, you have this. Okay, that's there. Okay, that's there. And then he clicks on the link and the link doesn't work. I'm like, live on TikTok, y'all. Why is this link not working? I am live on TikTok, Gregory. I am live on TikTok, Kelsey. I am live on TikTok with the one and only Dwayne Williams, and my freaking link doesn't work. I'm sitting there like, I know this is not happening. Okay. And it was a link for one of the premier opportunities to book a paid consultation for a VIP day. I'm sitting there like, I know that ain't happening. There is no way that's happening. So you were on that night, Kelsey. I thought you might have been on one of the other subsequent nights. But yeah, I had to handle that like a champ. Like literally, you say you're scared, do it scared then? Yes. I was sitting there shaking in my boots. I was like, I know this is not happening live. I know my link ain't working. So while I'm still trying to have the conversation with him, y'all know I'm over here clicking and looking and yes, sir, and answering him. And I'm clicking and I'm like, what is wrong with my link? Turns out I had an old calendar link attached to that button. Of course, y'all know that link working perfectly fine now and have booked appointments since then. Okay. So he goes through everything. He's looking through everything. And in that moment, he immediately says, are you open to, what is it that you're open to? What is it that you're looking to do? Be ye oh so ready. And I said, I know after 20 years in this game, putting my family first, making sure my kids are good to go. They're straight. They're on and popping. They're graduated, which they just graduated early this past December, 1 year ago. 1 year ago, they graduated the last two from high school early in December. They weren't due to graduate till June. They graduated early in December. My life has been all about them ever since encountering domestic violence when they were 6 months and a year and a half. I had two teenage boys and we were going through a lot. Okay. Mind you, I was ready when he asked the question. And the question was, what are you looking for? I said, I'd be open to collaboration. I'd be open to a partnership because what you're talking about, obviously, I too need. I am an LLC. I have actually taught, trained, coached, and taught people to start an LLC. And listening to your information, that is 100% not the path that my people need to continue on. I am open. I am open to do whatever it is that you're going to coach and teach and train me to do. And I would love to be able to assist in my area of expertise as well. He was open. I was open. He got on the phone with his team. You guys were there. Basically, what he said is, I don't want her to have to wait to 2026 because I'm thinking about my clients too. To which I've already been talking with them about changes that we have to make. And he says, I don't want her to have to wait to 2026. I think she is the perfect client for us to use as a pilot. There are things that we can do with her right now. If she purchases this, will you put her in that? Will you go ahead and give her this? Can we go ahead and get her moving? One of the first things that he talks about in his masterclass. And for you guys who have no earthly idea, let me go ahead and put this up on my other screen here, and you guys will hear me verbally talk about it over here. When I talk about his masterclass, I want you guys to understand there is a level of mindset that you have to automatically be open to when working with him. Off top, automatically from the get-go, you have to be open to hearing from someone who knows something more than you. 20 years in this game, 10 years coaching and teaching people to start an LLC. And he said, the LLC is hurting you. And I said, wait a minute, hold up, press pause. How? Why do you say that? What does that mean? Where is this coming from? He proved it, right? I get in his masterclass and I put up a link that says popmasterclass.martinabrityoverton.com. Pop, P-O-P, masterclass dot, my name, martinabrityoverton.com. That is going to give you access to a masterclass, and it's a brief masterclass by himself. And yes, you guys can go on YouTube and find the same masterclass anywhere on YT if you choose to. I'm just trying to give you a direct line to click a button and watch it. This is a 2-hour masterclass. Nothing like the extensive, in-depth masterclass that you must purchase from Mac Enterprise. But this is a masterclass you can find on the World Wide Web of YouTube. Okay. I'm just telling you, if you go to popmasterclass.martinabrityoverton.com, you are watching the masterclass that is from his entity that gives you just a brief introduction to open your mind so that when you do purchase the masterclass from Mac Enterprise and you get the extensive breakdown of how many lessons are in our masterclass, 18 lessons. When you get to the 18 lessons, now I'm probably not going to be able to get back there and find that picture that I intend ready for you all. I'm probably not going to be able to find that picture because I wanted to show you guys. There it is. All right, there. And let's open the screen up big again. Okay, cool. Hey, Shawnee Shine. Welcome back. Again, This 2 hours is from his YouTube channel. So I'm not giving you access to nothing you can't go find yourself. Like I say, I'm just helping you quickly click the button, get the information. Okay. This masterclass, one of the things that he said was your business plan. You need to have a business plan. That is the plan behind the idea that you think is just so amazing. Your gift, your value, your personal story, all of that is a part of you planning these steps of your business idea. And he gives you access to a starter business plan for free so that you can begin the journey to success. You that night, when he was asking me the different things, I said, "Sir, I just found you. I just went to your site maybe 2 days ago and got this. So I'm brand spanking new to you, sir. I just finished reading this maybe 2 days ago, sir. Whatever you say to do at this point, just from me reading this, guys, has anybody taken you through 10 steps of a business plan? How to create? Now, you didn't hear me say to create. You heard me say how to create an executive summary. When you're in the masterclass, he gives you fill in the blank. This cannot be multiple choice. How many of us loved multiple choice in school? I know I did. This cannot be multiple choice. It's your business idea. It's your gift. It's your purpose, your passion, what you were born to do. This can be multiple choice, but he prompts you with questions for you to fill in the blank and to elaborate however long you need to elaborate so that then they can take and create you an executive summary, your company description, how to summarize your market research and potential, how to conduct competitive analysis, how to describe your product niche or service. Hey, heavy dose of S. How to do all those things, how to develop your marketing and sales strategy, how to compile your business financials, describe your organization and management, explain your funding requests. And it has an appendix for the official documents that you will need. He gives you all that free on the website. When you purchase the masterclass, the extensive 18 lessons, he walks you through which entity now, once you done pop the balloon, and once you've gone through creating your extensive executive summary, now you're able to start on this journey to success. Now you're available, as I say, to move this thing along, to build this plane on the runway, to prepare it for takeoff, right? Where does the brand new agency come in? Well, in the business entity in step 2, he talks with you about your business domain registration, your business email address, your business address, your business phone number. When you come to the Brand Master, I'm talking with you about you. You as the person with the gift, with the talent, with the passion, with the purpose, with everything, with your signature story, with everything that you have in you, because people buy from other people. Welcome to the room, Tia, homeschool mom baddie. Thank you so much for finding a small part of your time to join us on tonight. I appreciate it. I'm going through my proximity story with how I landed upon Dwayne Williams' information and where we are just a little over 30 days as we close out 2025, and what it means not only for clients in the brand new agency, but what it means for people who want to do 2026 right, from a personal brand aspect and from a business that would ultimately allow you to leave a legacy. All right. And so I'm listening to this information. I get access to the thank you so much. Not many people look up above and help me meet my live goal. I appreciate you so much. You always come into the room. You bring such good energy, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for helping me meet my goal on tonight. So we talk about personal branding and what it meant. So he's looking at my personal brand. He's giving me the okays. Thank you, Ricky. See how you do. You just come in the room, Tia, and set everybody else ablaze. I appreciate you guys for helping me meet my live goal on tonight as I give you these steps to help you all get your assets in order so that you can go from stuck and struggling to gaining impact and influence inside whatever it is that is your God-given gift. Okay. So you want to be able to take the opportunity. Look at that. Ricky, I don't know who you is, but you are amazing. Thank you. Tia, girl, look what you did. Lunch lady, so good to see you. So again, I want you all to take the opportunity to understand what it is that you need to get attached to, who you're in proximity of, what it is you're trying to do, where it is you're trying to go. And I need for you to pay attention to number one, your mindset. Are you open for this journey? Are you open? Are you available? Are you open and available? Because if you are, the sky is the limit. So that night when I came into the live, I was open because I wanted to know basically how we just flushed 10 decades of coaching and teaching and how those certifications that my clients had were null and void. And it's because they were not separate from their business. You are not separate from your business if you are an LLC. He's looking through my personal branding. He's enjoying everything that he's saying. He's giving me the kudos. He's giving me the yes. He's understanding everything is in order except for my VIP day link. He's giving me the yes. He's giving me the okay. He's giving me the co-signature that what he's saying is on. It's a solid foundation. And he says so simply, it's a pivot. All you need to do is restructure this by doing that. Now, you guys saw it. He says, if you're open, that's what he said. He said, if you're open, then we would love to utilize you as a pilot. We would love to be able to, and we don't want you to have to wait to 2026. So the very next thing that I receive is access to the masterclass. It won't free. Yeah, I paid to get into the masterclass. Even though he said, we're going to give you X, Y, and Z, I couldn't wait. I paid for it. Got into the masterclass, did my 18, 16, however many lessons it was, sent over my executive summary, sent over my next thing, the next download that we get in the masterclass. I couldn't wait. I thank him for the access that I was given, but I was in there clicking and paying, right? Because I understood proximity. I understood, hey, Miss Sanders, welcome to the party, girl. I understood proximity. And I understood if I'm sitting on his live and I'm getting this information, then what does that? He doesn't even know his student. He showed on, he know me now because I stayed in the email. I stay on the lives, right? I stay inside of our onboarding. I stay in it. I'm on the reels. Okay. Let me not lose my place. So I get in the email, I get the information, and the next thing you know, I get an intake. I don't know about y'all, but my business plan before this was 2 pages because I was given one word sentences. And I had a template again that I give my clients. They can make it as long or as short as they want to be able to utilize this as their template for their business plan. I'm talking about a 36-page business plan. So y'all know I have to go back and take my little template and call that a personal business snapshot. Again, we renaming some things because now we know what the real deal is. Inside of this 36-page business plan, I now have an executive summary that has keys to success, my mission statement, which you know I had, right, Steph? Vision, you know I had, and my core values, right? But it now has my business objectives, my non-financial objectives, and my financial objectives. My business model, my company service, my product and my service description, my pricing strategy, my industry analysis, market size, target market, analysis of the competition. Who else tells you the truth about going out and reviewing and studying your competitors? Because this will let you know what is unique about you. What is unique about your service? What is unique about your product? What is unique about your delivery? If you don't study others that are in your same market, you won't know what makes you different. You also won't know what to say in your content, what to deliver in your reels, your stories, your social media posts, on your websites. You won't know what to write in your 10 different authorships. You won't know what to put in your media that's different about you if you don't know what they're doing and what they're doing well, so that you will know what you need to do in your lane better. Anyway, analysis of the competition, your risk analysis. These banks, even the clients, they want to know in the event of, what you gonna do? That's a risk analysis. In the event of, what are you going to do? If this should happen, what is your plan? Your SWOT analysis, that would be your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. And what is your marketing plan? Because as he experienced and as I was well coachable, teachable, and trainable through, when I ran downstairs and yelled to the neighborhood, that ain't marketing. Welcome, Keyshawn. I'm so glad you could join us. Oh, my Lord. Thank you for the Go Populars. Again, thank you guys for having me meet my goals. Thank you for my daily heart meet. I appreciate that you guys find this information to be of value. A 36-page business plan and strategic growth roadmap, blueprint, framework, strategy. Any other words y'all can come up with? For the business. And yes, it is now going through restructure, being restructured from a limited liability company into a corporation. Now, I'm not even going to try and teach what I now understand is proper business structure to separate me from my business so I own none of it, but I control all, every, and everything. Now that I know and understand that, I really now have an entirely different mindset about getting out of my way. I really understand it now. I truly understand how to get out of my own way. That means stepping out of my business. That means dissecting, separating, cutting off myself from my business so my business can grow, so my clients can grow, so my impact can increase. I get it now. Again, we're talking about, we're still on mindset. We're still on being open. We're still on the being, the be, the do, and the have. We're still on the being. Myron Golden says, when you focus on the becoming, the doing and the having will take care of itself. Be willing to get on someone's live to come into someone's room, to realize a platform like this is not about dancing, being willing to be transparent and stream to 1, 2, 3, 4 platforms, to turn around and repurpose the same content across 9 platforms, leading up until the next time we meet live, repurposing that content again across all, staying top of mind, so that by the time your coachable, teachable, trainable squad is ready, you're already top of their mind. Your story is in their head. Your transparency is in their head. So now when it's time for you to help them, Kelsey, Kishona, Tia, Stephanie, when it's time for me to help you with your personal brand, I'm top of mind. And I want to help you ascend the ladder and go along this journey to your success, so that when it's time for you to create your business brand, you already have the blueprint. So what Mac Enterprise has to set up for you is so easy. It's so simple because your mind's already open. You've already been becoming who you need to become to be able to get out here to impact and influence and increase not only yourself. Now, I want to say this, and I want you guys to let me know how you feel about this, because it's just something I realized as I was driving home today and getting prepared for this. And we're getting ready to close out because, like I said, when you become, the doing and the having take care of itself. When you open your mind and you begin to become the person who is qualified, who finally arrives at your abundance, you've already been doing to become. So since you've already been doing to become the person to arrive at your abundance, all you do is keep doing. You are no longer trying to become. And the having just shows up because it was already there. You had to work along the journey of becoming to arrive at what you've already been doing, to step into what was already meant for you to have. But if you never started the doing to becoming, you will never get to the having. Let that sink in. Because if you take yourself out of the way of all that is abundantly yours, and you just control it from your developed being, and you actually follow a blueprint, follow a framework, follow a roadmap, follow a strategy, and you do it consistently, right? Consistently. Isn't it like you've conditioned yourself? Isn't it like you've actually made it so much of a habit that it just begins to actively happen on autopilot? So now you're doing it without even having to think about doing it. Isn't that kind of how that seems to happen, start to happen? Like when you first got into a car and started driving, you were all over the place. You were nervous, you were sweating. But now you can get into a car and not even realize you done got into the car. You don't put your seatbelt on. You don't put your foot on the brake. You can already put it into drive, and you already looking over your shoulder or looking in the rearview mirror. And you don't have to think about each and every one of those steps because now you've done it so much, you've conditioned. Have any of us ever ridden to a place and you got there and don't remember how you got there? You don't remember making a right at that traffic light that's always a pain. You don't remember pulling into the parking spot. You arrived and don't even know how you got there. I need you to do the being. Thank you, Kishona. Thank you for admitting that, because I'm starting to think now it's about age 53, not about my conditioning and not about my subconscious habits. I'm starting to think it's 53. Like, how did I get here already? I've actually gone to the wrong job to pick up a kid that was at the other job. Yeah, but that, we're not going to admit all of that in public. But again, I need you guys to get to the being, to get focused on the being, so that in your being, you're doing the things that you need to do to become who you need to become, so you show up at your having. I need you to do that. Because if you think, stop laughing at me, Kelsey. Like, because if you think about it, if you knew that if you were to focus on the being and you knew that you didn't have to grind along this journey, you didn't have to hustle along this journey, you just had to commit to doing the necessary work on yourself. If you knew that that was going to get you quickly or more quicker to your appointed time, how much faster and how much harder and how much more committed would you be to doing the work on yourself? If you stop worrying about the bills and realize this daggone strategy will allow you to repurpose money throughout the entire strategy, and the bank will fund your business. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but if you knew living your life, being transparent about your journey, and helping other people along the way was more important, you focus on that because that is what's going to get you to the abundance. Y'all be doing that a whole lot faster and a whole lot more. So let me go ahead and tell you, that's the ticket. That's the key. That's just the truth. 100%. Thank you, Kishona. That's just the truth. So that's one of the reasons that I now understand why I focus so much on personal branding. That's why I feel now that I've had this aha moment, that's why my teacher has shown up. Now that I've had that aha moment, that's why the teacher has shown up. Because now I know and I understand that it's more about making sure that you guys understand. Focus on the being, because as the Dr. Myron Golden says, the having and the doing and all of that is going to show up later. So the action step that I would love for you all to take tonight, if you have not had the opportunity to go and watch the mini pop masterclass that is available on YouTube from him, and you can get quick access to it at popmasterclass.martinabrittyelverton.com. Thank you so much, Joanne. I appreciate you coming into the Brand You community. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, right up here in my profile is a LINK. It's an invitation to come into the community. Kishona is in the community. I think she ended up joining twice. Rolanda is a part of the community. I think she also ended up joining twice. I think Tia, you're in there as well. Kelsey, she and I have actually gone through and had her brand audit call, and she is in there as well. So several of you that are actually on here tonight are in the community. And then we have some additional members that came into the community early because they were my clients. And a lot of the information that I gave inside of the community is the process of what we went through to build a lot of their brands. So now that we have a founding members community where I'm teaching people not only the branding that they need to begin to have in place, I'm showing them what repurposing looks like by actually doing it myself. I'm showing them what setting up funnels looks like by actually doing it myself. And so you guys know that when you came into the community, as you saw, it automatically sent me an alert. This is a part of the automation that you need to leverage. It automatically sent me an alert here on my phone. I saw another alert pop up over there. It automatically prompts you into the community. When you come into the community, you are available to see on the right-hand side of that community the ability to take your assessment, whether you choose to do a speaker assessment, a business assessment, or whether or not you want to go in and do a brand, take the brand audit. There are 3 different options. Yes, you saw it right away. Yep, saw it right away, Joanne. Exactly. This is what we set up for you. This is not something that you're sitting out here trying to figure out, like, how do I do it myself? When you're in the community, I have automations, I have CRMs, I have funnels, I have websites, I have communities, groups, courses, reels. We show you in the community how to do all of it, depending on what your journey is. You could be in the community and you could not be interested in speaking at all. We welcome you anyway. You could be in the community and you not be interested in starting a business at all. We welcome you anyway. Why? Because if you're on social media and you're currently working a job, you need a backup plan. You all see what's going on in the good old government. Everyone needs a backup plan. If you're walking out your journey by the word said that you're supposed to leave an inheritance for your children's children. You can't leave your job. You cannot will your W-2 to your children or your children's children or their children or their children. You can't do nothing with a job but work it and allow it to fund your legacy. And now we know there is a way that you can build a business using the income from your job to fund your legacy. I'm going to let that one cook. I'm going to let that one cook. You can work a job that will fund your legacy. I'm going to let that one cook. Okay? So even if you're not interested in becoming a speaker, you may know someone who is. Share this with them. Even if you're not interested in starting a business, you may know someone who is. Share this information with them. You may be an individual that already has decided, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to set up an LLC. I'm going to run my LLC. Well, guess what? Now you have the opportunity to tell them, hey, you're not separate and apart from that LLC. And if someone comes after the LLC, your personal assets could be liable. Ask me how I know. And share this information. Let them know that they need to begin to develop a backup plan, a plan B. And in some cases, let's move on over into the plan C, how that job can literally fund the business that they can leave as a legacy for their children's children. So I ask that you guys pay attention to that you actually are committed to setting up your plan B, that you are committed to walking the walk and talking the talk. And you can't be out here talking about the word this and Sunday this and my pastor said that if you're not willing to share with people that they have to have something more than just their job. And now you know a brand master, and now you know an entire team at Mac Enterprise Consulting that will help them structure their personal business brand and structure their personal brand and their business brand. And also, it's a beautiful thing that your brand master has access to leadership and development, speaking coaching. I have that for you as well. There are so many other options that you can do. I have access to an ads, AI, and automation specialist that will teach you how to run ads, how to set up AI, how to utilize automations, how to leverage automations. I have a speaker coach that will teach you all the ins and outs, how to actually put you on her platform several times a year to not only practice in private before you are speaking in public through Global Speakers University, Dr. Cheryl Wood. I have the access. I have set up everything that you need, as I say, from the rooter to the tutor. I just need you guys to commit to doing something that's bigger than you. And I was actually watching Omar El Tech Rory today. And one of the things that he said, if your why is not bigger than you, then it ain't big enough. I also was watching, and some of you may not care for Charlemagne the God. I'm not, a fan of the Charlemagne the God brand. What I am a fan of is what is beyond what his brand is. And that's the people that he's impacting. And this, I think, $200 million contract that he just landed, that he's actually in control of, or has 51% controlling interest in iHeartMedia for Black Effect podcast, and what he's trying to do to help the voices of the people get out into the world. So if you know someone that is in proximity to someone else that is going where you're trying to go, proximity is his perfection. That's God's perfection. Get in the right spaces. Commit to doing something different in 2026 that will put you into rooms that you could only imagine that you would be in, right? Because it ain't about you. It ain't about you. Everything that you're currently going through is for someone else, so that once you go through it, you're there, you're equipped to serve them, to help them get through it. The things, the trials, the tribulations that we go through are not about us. They're to develop us to be in place for the people who will come through that need us. It ain't about you. Do it anyway. You say you're scared, do it scared then. Do it anyway. So again, as we close out, I hope some part of this message has landed with you tonight, that you will take this and that you will pay attention, that again, you will come into the community, that you will, I don't know if you guys know, there's a chat button that links directly to me inside of the community. You can actually chat with me. There are discussions that you can actually put up inside the community. No self-promotion, of course, because we have a place for that. It is a collaborative community. Our goal is to be able to collaborate with you once we see all your ducks are in order, and give you permission to market yourself inside of the community, bearing that you got your assets in order. Then you will easily be able to market yourself in the community. So should you choose to do that. But for now, ask your questions, ask in the chat, ask in the discussion, hit me individually, ask other people. But first and foremost, get into the community, take your assessment, schedule your 15-minute clarity check call, your brand audit call, and let's figure out what the brand you agency can do for you. Welcome, Neil. So if all hearts and minds are clear, there are no questions that will be posted in the next 4 minutes. We're going to close this out. I thank you guys for helping me reach 20,000 taps. From what I understand, every 10,000 taps pushes you out to the FYP. It allows new people who are out there, hey, y'all, hey, who are watching on the scroll, who are watching on the troll, who are watching out there in the lobby. Thank you, Ira, for the follow. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All of you guys that are out there watching in the lobby, you should have come on in the room. Thank you for your daily heart meet. You should come on in, ask your questions. We're getting ready to close out for tonight. We will be live, Watch Me Work Wednesday, 6 p.m. Or we will be back again. Let me see. Is this Wednesday? What's this Wednesday coming up? Yes, this Wednesday and next Wednesday are the last two Watch Me Work Wednesdays of the year. Tonight and next Sunday are the last setup Sundays. Guys, we have an entire 52-week schedule framework for 2026 already in place. And it's going to walk you through everything inside the brand new agency. For the DIYer who may not be financially able to opt in, I got you covered. But if you want to do it together, there's a small price point. And if you want it done for you, there's a larger investment. But beyond that, I'm here to serve. So I just want to see if there are any questions before we go. That's right, December 24th. Yes, Watch Me Work Wednesday, December 24th. Right? Yeah, that's Christmas Eve. Yeah, I'm still going to be here 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, I'm going to still be here serving, because I am the being. So we can all get to the doing and having. So if we join the community, is it included? Thank you for the question. What is it? Let me see if I can get that to post. Pin that. There we go. So Ira asked, if we join the community, is it included? What's the it? Did that pin for y'all? Because I tapped pin, and just as soon as I tapped pin, it went away. And this comment. Did it stay this time? All right. She asked, okay, it stayed this time. If we join the community, is it included? What is the it that's included? Okay, it looks pinned for you. Okay, thank you, Ira. If you join the community, what is the it that is you're asking about? Checking my other platform. Welcome, lady. So good to see you. I have not taken attendance for tonight, so let me do that. My girl Tia in the number one position, first in the room with her 10,000 plus followers. Christ first, helping overwhelmed moms unlearn, praise God, relearn and begin their journey, their healing journey, their overcoming journey, their abundance journey, right? She is a live host on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You are available to visit her profile and to book your one-on-one consultation with us. Tia, with a little over 100 followers, she is currently going through transition, hoping very soon, praying very soon, abundantly stepping very soon into removing herself from her car and into her next place of residence. She is building new dreams, and her Cash App is available if you would love to sow into her. Ishona Lane has over 3,000 followers, and she is here to vibe and to make some money and the paper that folds, as well as the digital currency. Joanne has over 2,200 followers. She has wellness tips for an optimal life, acupuncture, yoni cupping therapy. Go ahead, girl. So if that is something you're interested in, take the opportunity to follow her. Ira is new as well. She has over 200 followers, and it says Black, Trans, Indigenous, Healer, Entrepreneur, Bee Dancer, Salmon Boy. I don't know what all those means, but she says that I help people find and fund their own North Star. She's got your back. So if you are interested in finding out more, like I am, take the opportunity to follow her. We also have Tigger in the building with over 100 followers. Tigger, I need for you to get a bio so people can know why they should know you, like you, and trust you enough to follow you. And my girl, Valerie Stansfield, with over 300 followers. She is a 9-time best-selling author, a life coach, an international speaker, writer, and a domestic violence advocate. She empowers women of faith to heal from emotional, and I got a feeling that's going to say trials, tribulation, trauma, and all of that. I actually created Valerie Stansfield's one of her first logos and brand. I think it was tell me what it's been probably almost a decade since we connected. So I am honored to have you here on tonight, to actually be able to even type something in the chat and speak to the people about these 10 years, this one decade of proximity that we have had with each other. I'm going to scroll up and see if I can see where the possibility of Ira letting me know what the it was she wanted to know was included. And if I missed it, Ira, I need for you to type it again, because I don't see it as I scroll up, and I wanted to make sure I was answering. I took attendance, so yes, it looks pinned for you. Okay, you just said you have 2 offerings. I'm trying to figure out which is which and what to do to explore. Okay, great. Thank you for that. So I'm just letting you know that inside of the Brand You community, 2 of the things that we focus on is the business automation, getting your personal branding business set up. We also deal with the speaker industry as well. So if you are interested in becoming a speaker, speaking, whether you're talking about virtually or speaking on stages locally and internationally, we're setting up all of the business automation and the branding that goes with the speaker industry, as well as just the business industry here virtually online. So when you go into the community, the assessment is included free. You'll look over to the right, and either you'll take the business assessment that says, are you ready to speak? Or you'll take the one that's just the business assessment. We also have one over there that's the brand audit. Okay. From each of these, you will be able to book a free 15-minute clarity chat or brand audit call so that we can walk through what the results of the assessment are to make sure you know what to do next. Inside of the community are cheat sheets, tips, checklists, how to use AI, how to leverage it. You're actually available to see all of the way I coach, teach, and train and set up brands like Miss Sanders' brand. I did her original brand, her subsequent brands, some of the offerings that she has for her co-authorships. We are co-authored together in two collaborations. You are available to see, let's see, some information about the other 6 collaborations that I have, as well as how I walk through all of the building of the brands for my clients. I show what I do behind the scenes, how I set up their social planning, how I set up their real distribution, how I run their campaigns, how I literally physically run 2 nonprofits, the entire brand for the Winston-Salem Sportsman's Club, as well as the William Bill Hayes Foundation. You get to see everything that I do as a brand master from the behind the scenes through the community and what we do on a regular, consistent basis inside of the community. We have revamped the way that we're putting the community information out because I want it to be more organized. So if you're in the community and you look on the left-hand side, you'll see all of the multiple channels, and we will be combining those because right now you'll see everything from speakers to brand ideas to some of the brand wins to there's a lot of information in there. And even though it's categorized in its own channel, I like to make sure that you understand exactly what you just asked me. I'm not a speaker. I don't have a business yet. What's in this community for me? Then that means a third avenue needs to be open for you to understand what your personal gifting is. So you can understand, oh, wait, I don't have a business yet. I'm not a speaker yet. Maybe I need to go down this avenue of personal development to understand that I am the brand. Okay, I hope that helps. If that helps, just give me a thumbs up or a yes in the chat, Ira. And if not, hit me inside the chat, the little blue button in the top right-hand corner that says chat, and chat with me. And those of you who are in the community, if any or anyone who ever comes into the community does some craziness, definitely report it and let me know, because now that we've opened up here on this platform, anybody can come into the community. And because the community is segmented so that we can't see personal communications, if something like that happens, I don't see it because, again, all of that information is private and personal to each chat. So I wouldn't know if something went awry unless you reported it. So if that does happen, definitely let me know. And I'm glad that that explanation does help. And again, we're in the community together. We are restructuring the community together. There's not a lot of activity in there right now, but there is a lot of value in there right now. So what I mean by a lot of activity, you guys who are in the community are consuming the information. You aren't commenting on the information. So don't think because you don't see a lot of comments that there's nothing going on, because a lot of comments. Thank you, Tia, for coming into the community. I greatly appreciate you, sis. Again, a lot of the comments would, to me, it would cause chaos. So I'm glad that you guys are consuming the information, because when you consume the information and you go do the work and you show me where you're doing the work, I get so excited. I get so excited. So if you ever want to see some of the work that's being done, go to Miss Sanders in her TikTok page. You can go out to stephaniejsanders.com and see what she's doing inside of her brand. You can go to the Bill Hayes Foundation, billhayes.org, and see what they're doing. You can go to the Winston-Salem Sportsman's Club and see what's going on there. You can go out to Faith Missionary Baptist of Selma. You can go out to Cassie Ward Carr and see Divine Destiny. Like, I have multiple different industries that I touch, because when I came into this industry, it was about serving the people. It wasn't about niching down. It was about serving the people who needed help. I did not specify only authors or only speakers or only nonprofits. I specified, send me who you want me to serve. And when the people showed up, I served them. Now we're niching down, because what I have found, on some level or another, everyone will need to speak at some point. So why not only help them develop their personal brand, but help them with what they need to speak on, or what, the foundation that they need to speak from. And now we have Dwayne and Mac Enterprise. And it's like, not only do we want to develop their personal brand, but now we want to make sure they're prepared for their business brand so they can actually leave a legacy. If you guys ever heard me speak, when you go and watch any of that content, I always say my daily goal is to brand you, to educate you, and to help you get your assets in order so that you can live and leave a legacy. Now, I got the leave part all the way right. So that's why I'm so excited about when the student is ready, the teacher has shown up. That's why I'm excited. So I hope you got that from tonight. Open your mindset, get to doing so that you can become, so that you can understand why you need to be committed to this. So thank you for your time. I catch you guys on Watch Me Work Wednesday. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you for all the love, the hearts, and 30,000 taps. That means another push out to the FYP. Well, y'all just going to have to wait for Wednesday. Okay. Thank you so much for catching this on all my platforms, on FB, LI, YT, and TT. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.